Sam, do you have anything to say about any of this?
She had a lot to say that time. I liked it. She
So,
was
Comedy.
participatory.
do we want to get into the news?
Do we have news?
There's news. I know
There's
news if
always
you don't know
news.
news. What news do you have?
Well, there is something that I was hoping that you'd be able to talk about, but in the news, I tried to pick a few articles. A lot of it is just patches and tweaks and stuff. People can read that stuff. If there's anything you want to talk about specifically, we can. But they did say that Paladin Seal Twisting is making a comeback in Season of Discovery. Can you shed any light on that, Mr.
What
Paladin?
does that mean?
It's when you twist seals.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So I haven't played a paladin that needed to twist seals very much because when I was playing a paladin in classic, I was holy the whole time. And there was no dual spec, and I wasn't going to spec back and forth, so I just stayed holy. So I didn't really do the whole ret thing for farming. But there was a brief period when I came back at the end of TBC, when I was waiting for Wrath to start, when, like, at the tail end of when seals still worked the old way, that I did learn how to seal twist. And I'm going off of memory here, but basically there are two different types of seals that you want. So what you do is, as a paladin in the old way of seals working, you used a seal on your weapon, and it would give your weapon a buff, and then you would expend that seal with your judgment and use it up, and you would no longer have the seal up, so you'd have another seal up. And I forget exactly what it was. There was one seal basically that buffed your holy damage somehow, and another one that did holy damage, and you'd swap back and forth between those, and you'd be judging one seal but hitting with another seal. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but it was basically a way to min-max damage. It was the only way back in the in actual classic for ret paladins to do even somewhat of an amount of damage, because they sucked.
Would that be the Seal of Martyrdom and perhaps the Seal of Command?
Seal of Command. Was Seal of Command one of them?
I don't know. They just mentioned those two seals in the article.
Probably. Does it say what they do? Because I know what Seal of Command does. Martyrdom, is that the faction specific one? Blood and Martyrdom?
Well, Seal of Martyrdom actually has a tooltip here, so I can read it. But it fills you with Holy Spirit for 30 seconds, causing each of your melee attacks to deal 50% weapon damage to your target, but you lose health equal to 10% of the damage inflicted. While this seal is active, your party and raid members within 40 yards each gain mana equal to 133% of damage you take from this seal. Unleashing this seal's energy will judge an enemy, instantly causing 85% weapon damage at the cost of health equal to 10% of the damage inflicted. The abilities Seal and Judgment benefit from talents and effects that modify the seal or judgment of Seal of Righteousness. Did I lose you?
It didn't go. We were just talking to someone. I don't remember that. Is that the one that's a rune? Is that the rune one? Like the one?
You know what? Just reading that, because it says it benefits from other things, I'm gonna say that's a rune.
Yeah, because that was not. I do not remember that being a thing in Classic. I don't think it was. I know there was like a seal of blood and a seal of something else in TBC, and each faction had one. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I don't remember how it works, but it was a thing.
You know, since it benefits from these seals, it's got to have something to do with these seals. But the Seal of Judgment,
there is no seal
or judgment of Seal of Righteousness. Yeah, I didn't get that, but okay.
So paladins do things.
Okay. Paladins do things.
I think that's what I'm gathering from that is paladins. When something needs to be done by a paladin, the paladin does that thing in a way that gets it done.
So, further news: there are limited free character transfers from PvP to PvE realms during Season of Discovery. Apparently, these will just be windows, which I think are probably created upon a mathematical equation. So they'll open it up.
They were creative by Bill Gates.
No, they
Not
they
made
just
windows?
have they just have gates that they call bill that they open
Oh.
up to let people in and out.
I just assumed the bill came because they charged you for it.
So they have one person with their hands like this, and as soon as one faction starts to get closer, then they close those bill gates,
Okay.
and then that's the end of the transfers. Apparently, you can go RPP to RPP, but you can't go from RPP to non-RPP.
Like
you can go-
RPP or your PP.
Yes, my PP, your PP,
Okay.
PP Le
Is
Pew.
there an E or a V in between the PP?
No, because you're leaving the V to get to the non-V.
Oh, so there's either way. There's players involved.
Yes,
Just
if
whether
you're
it's an
lucky-
E or a V is what you're transferring.
yes, and if you're lucky to get from one to the other, you're taking a Humvee.
Okay. This is all very